alive. I think we are alive. You know, in fact, I think we are very, very much alive. And, yeah. Why am I here? Why am I here? Well, the logical thing is I decided, you know, how do we figure out why I'm streaming? Well, you see, I'm ill. I am not very ill, but I am quite tired. And therefore, if there's one thing that I know how to do, it is go live on Twitch for some reason. Yeah, this is admittedly not the best idea. But when have I ever had these wonderful ideas? Well, actually, quite a lot. But you know, it's fine. Anyway, why hello there. I can't even. Oh, Vito Alfredo. Yes, I recognize you. You're the. Oh my god, I can't even remember. Because I'm quite ill. I am actually not very ill. So I'm not quite ill, but I'm slightly ill, so my memory is not serving me well. If I remember correctly, somewhere to do with Portugal and Brazil. Anyway, yes, hello there, how are you doing? I hope that you're doing marginally better than I am right now. But we are going to be actually doing random subject generator. As you could see by the title, you know, I'm sure that, you know, you aren't stupid in any way. And yes, hello. I'll just call you user one. Why not? Hello, user one. Nice to see you. How do I change my Streamlabs gadgets? No, not gadgets. They're called not digits, but something else. You know, the widgets. Yes, perfect. I know exactly what I'm talking about. Anyway, yes. Hello, I hope you're doing well, and we are going to be choosing subjects to discuss about with the random word generator. That's the other way for you because it's inverted. But we are going to be talking about butterflies, apparently. I haven't really had that much experience with butterflies, apart from that one time when I was around 7. I don't know if your school would do this, but my school certainly would. You would, like, get these caterpillars, and, what would you do with them? Yes, you would feed them, and they would grow, right? You know, very normal things. And then, at the end of the school year, they would become butterflies, and you would release them into the wild. I remember we had a very unfortunate case where 2, 3, 4 maybe of the butterflies didn't really quite make it, you know. The teachers kind of gave them a little nudge with a stick and stuff, and they kind of just didn't really move. You know, 7-year-olds didn't really understand the concept of death at that time, so we just thought they were sleeping or something. But they listening out. They just fell onto the floor, and that was the end of that. I really liked butterflies until I figured out, you know, the whole drinking your sweat, drinking from feces, from corpses, landing on that kind of stuff, that kind of thing. Because, you know, you're always thinking about how moths or something are dirtier, you know. Growing up, I'm not sure if you guys have experienced the same thing. Maybe you have, maybe you haven't, feel free to tell me about that. But, like, growing up, I've always been taught that moths are the dirtier ones, that moths are, like, unclean and that kind of thing, and they'll, like, I don't know, spray pollen into your nose and you'll get hay fever or something, you know, scary like that. But, like, growing up, you didn't really hear horrible things about butterflies, but now I've grown older, and with the miracle of TikTok, I've discovered that, what's it called? I've discovered that, like, yeah, butterflies are kind of like the appearance versus reality kind of thing. Like, they look so beautiful that you get tricked or whatever. No, yeah, that's not a good look, to be safe. I haven't experienced anything like that. I don't know if it's fortunate or unfortunate, and I'm not very sure whether you were referring to like primary school or like the whole parents telling you that moths were like filthy animals or whatever. Well, I mean, are insects animals? That's something that I was thinking about the other day. I'm pretty sure, yes, insects are animals, right? And I take biology and I love natural science and stuff, but my brain is quite frazzled at the moment. But I'm almost certain that insects are animals. However, we also like classify animals as like well, we classify a lot of things as animals, but insects are like kind of a different bracket. So maybe it's a thing about like all insects are animals, but not all animals are insects or something like that. Um, what I can say for certain is we are all organisms. And that just reminds me of how my biology teacher really, really loves telling people about how like in the past she teaching biology, you say a lot of things like organisms or organs or organ systems and stuff like that, and she would occasionally like slip up or something. Maybe it was when she was getting like examined, when like teachers get someone sits in the corner and just kind of judges them for a bit, and you try to be a good student for that day so your teacher doesn't get fired or something. um I think in front of one of those inspectors, she said orgasm instead of organism. And yeah, I guess we're going to move on to the next topic. And that next topic, which is again inverted, and yes, I'm watching my own stream. Um, just a habit of mine, so that I don't accidentally glitch out and Streamlabs doesn't tell me for the next 10 minutes. Um, endorse. What can I talk about? Endorsement. What do I endorse? What do you endorse? Yes, viewer engagement. Amazing. Good habit. Yeah, I guess so. Uh, the only problem is my stream keeps on pausing on my phone, and I'm like, wait a second, are things functioning or something? But yes, what do I endorse? I endorse people, going to the park, safely or something. I don't know. I mean, like, I feel like you could add safely as a clause to everything. For example, I endorse people because of COVID, like I endorse people going to the supermarket but safely because, COVID. I endorse people like eating food but safely because, knives or something, like whenever you're feeling extra peckish, you just bring out your knife and fork and start cutting away at grandma. No, I do not endorse cannibalism. That is something that I will not endorse. What else do people endorse? I guess, like, when people are talking more about the phrase endorse, it would be, what's the meaning of endorsement? Endorsement is when you agree with something, I guess. So if an influencer was endorsing a brand, they would be telling their viewers about how good that brand was, and whether they're endorsing it because they're getting paid, because it's a sponsorship, or if they genuinely like that brand. Another kind of way you could use endorsement in a sentence is if someone endorses your actions. For example, yeah, poggers. I'm just going to finish the example, I guess. For example, I don't endorse people picking the flowers at the park or something like that. Because, I don't know. I mean, is the picking of flowers at a park an endorsement worthy kind of thing? Like, should you say that's okay, or is that like kind of making everyone's public experience of the park worse? Like you could talk about that. But like, I think endorse is just a word that makes you sound fancy, and it's just a more specific way of saying that you agree with something, or that you're okay with something, or that you want people to do a certain thing. But now that I think about it, endorse is probably like a faster way of saying that, you know, I agree that you should do this, because it's just one word instead of the entire phrase. So maybe we should use the word endorse. Maybe the word endorse is a good thing to happen to humanity. Are you in school? I do go to school. Yep. And yep. Do you endorse anything? Like, I mean, I guess the opposite of endorsement, thinking about like linguistic wise or whatever, is condone. No. Because condone means the same thing, doesn't it? Because when you condone like someone's actions or whatever, you think that's okay and you agree with it or something else. I'm in college, by the way. Cool, good for you. But yes, right. Well, I don't really have that much to say about it. I guess you could talk about, like, well, yes, I do have a lot of things to say about it, but I personally find it boring because I could talk about, you know, do influencers need to, what's it called? Let you know if like they're being sponsored or something, you know, should endorsements of brands be like whatever. But that's not the most interesting thing in the world, so the next word is fame. And I really ought to just swipe that away, but it's fine. Fame. There are a lot of things that you could say about fame. For example, I don't know if you hear about this very often, but there's a very common saying called power corrupts. And in the modern world, I think with technology and like online influencers and that kind of thing, fame is also power. In the same way that someone might say knowledge is power, I think that fame is power, because the more famous you are, the more people will be listening to you. For example, if I was a famous streamer, like, if I'm treating you kind of like an idiot and explaining too much, please tell me. But, I just like to explain things, I guess. That's kind of my job right now, to talk as much as possible, you know, so there aren't any gaps in the stream of words. I should start like perfecting the art of just being able to talk about things without really having to think about it. Because I remember the other day I was watching Markiplier and he was talking about how he has completely gotten, you know, the skill of just being able to blab while his mind doesn't really do anything. And I feel like it would be really helpful for when I'm not doing streams like this and I'm like playing games or something. Because, you know, sometimes you have to concentrate on the parkour or whatever, and sometimes you just can't really use that much of your brain to do this and then do that. Whatever. That doesn't completely make sense, so I guess I've mastered the skill. But yes, what was I talking about again? Yes, fame. So I guess if I was famous, then more than 2 people would be watching the stream right now. And so I would be able to use my voice to, like, what's it called? Influence other people or something like that. And so fame is really power. Do I want fame? No one's particularly asked me ever in a stream for some reason. Not that I want people to ask me that question, because it's kind of like an awkward question, and what do I say? Oh, do I say like, oh, of course I want to be famous, or like, no, I don't really want to be famous, or whatever. I'm not very sure, and I'm also not very sure if the reason that I don't want to say either or is because I'm scared that people will like pin me down as something that I'm not, or whatever. But yeah, do you want fame? Is like wanting fame a human experience? Because I'm pretty sure that it is. And yeah, that's all really that I have to say about fame. I mean, you could talk about how conventional celebrities and influencers, like the different types of fame or something like that, but I'm not sure. Also, what do you study at college? Just curious. You might have left by now. I will never know. But if you're still around, then what kind of stuff do you study at college? Because there's a difference between college and university, right? Like at university and stuff, you might learn like, I don't know, English or something, and at college, the best I understand it is it's more like practical work and going straight into industries and stuff like hairdressing, and so on and so forth. But yes, that's just yeah. Okay, I think in the future I might be one to like go more down the university path rather than the college path. It's just a personal preference of mine, and yeah. Okay, new topic. I really need to start scrolling away from that. Right. I don't think you can read that unless you guys are very good at mirror reading. Mirror reading. Mirror reading. Probably a pretty good skill to have. I don't know. It seems quite useless, actually. Like, when would you ever need that skill? Unless, like, I don't know, you want to write stuff backwards or something, so you can read it in the mirror, so it's like too bothersome for people to try and figure out or something. But we have mirrors everywhere now in like the modern world, so I don't really think that would change that much. I remember, I think, Archimedes, or not Patroclus, because he was a warrior, Pythagoras or something had a notebook where he wrote everything in mirror writing, so you could read everything backwards. And that's very interesting to me because if he wanted to keep his notebook a secret, or he just felt like it or something, I guess. I don't really know. I never really learned that much on people's speculations on whether this journal was meant to be secret or not. But maybe back in the day, you didn't have as many mirrors. But I guess a pond or something would also work as a mirror, so I'm not very sure about the effectiveness of keeping stuff a secret like that back in the day or something like that. And how are we doing for time? I have been talking for 17 minutes. Why not? Good enough for me. Right, well, I think so that my parents don't tell me to go and have dinner in the middle of my stream, I'm going to end it here. I don't want to end it here. I would really, really like to continue talking into the camera and possibly at a void, but maybe not. And so I will see you next time. Right, bye bye guys. This was a very short stream with I don't think I said all that much. I mean, I have been speaking very, very quickly, very, very rapidly for a bunch of time. So I have said a lot of things, but yeah, 18-minute mark. Have a good time zone. Bye-bye. Stop. How do I stop?